What up, Pink Ladies, T-Birds, River Vixens, Bulldogs, and just happen to be watchers of my shit. My name is Jimmy Pynk, and did we finally get a motherfucking Josie storyline?
You wanna eat lunch with the cool kids, don't you? Told you I used to be you, I know.
Okay, so Pink Ladies, T-Birds, welcome back to my Riverdale reviews. This is season 2, episode 7, Tales from the Dark Side, aka the Halloween episode that came out a month late. I can't help but to think this was set up to be a Halloween episode. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I think that's what it is. I'm about to smoke a cigarette and don't got a damn ashtray. So, let's get up in this gig. So we start out with a text crawl that basically says we are going to have 3 interlocking stories all that happened to Riverdale since the Black Hood. I know the reference, but I can't think what it's referencing. Riverdale is big on their references. Also, my actual real hair, if those of y'all that watched my regular review, my real hair is done. But they was just so too black, too strong with the Pussycats, and they all had their Afrocentric hair. And I was like, well, goddamn it, I was already dressed like a Pussycat. Let me slap on my Afrocentric hair because I am so excited we got a Josie storyline, even though I need to know more about this Josie storyline, and I really wasn't feeling it that much. But I digress. Overall, let me just put that out there to you. I did not love this episode. I thought it was convoluted, gimmicky, and didn't move the story along as much as it needed to. But again, I know we're on 22 episodes. Riverdale, y'all might want to go back to 13 because I don't think y'all know what to do with yourselves. But anyway, let's get into it. So the first story we get is Jughead and Archie. So the snake charmer, Penny Peabody, decides she wants to pop back up. And you know that favor you owe me for your old man? Let's rock. Well, FP got beat up. He in the infantry. The ghoulies beat him up. His pretty face is fucked up. Of course, I was just taken back like, oh, y'all better not have beat up my FP. That's Zaddy. But anyway, I need you to move a crate of pancake mix. So basically, Penny Peabody, or at least what we think is probably Jingle Jangle, is probably drugs. But we don't know 100% for sure. That might have just been a test. Because we've come to find out later that Penny Peabody just goes to Jughead and was like, yo, that was incentive. Your dad is fine, but you gonna keep working for me. Because your daddy owed me and he never paid his debt. So I'm just getting started with you. The snake charmer my ass. Anyway, to me, I don't think this should have been Jughead and Archie. I think this was just Jughead's story. And Archie was doing what Archie always do. Trying to be the moral center and fucking it up royally. I just can't stand Archie. Where's this lead to, Juggy? When is this being a Southside Serpent end? How does this end? Archie, this is your fucking fault. Had you not took your ass to the north side, drawing circles and pulled the gun on somebody, you basically kind of forced him into it because now they was at him and now he really got to prove his worthiness to the Southside Serpents because you a motherfucking snitch. And they all think Jughead has something to do with it. We talked about that last time. I'm not going to get into hood politics. Anyway, but we got this creepy old black man who was actually the Candyman. For those of y'all horror movie fans, I don't know if y'all remember the Candyman. It was from the 90s, but he was the Candyman. And he killing deer. Thanks for that red herring. Like, oh, okay, because people don't hunt in Riverdale, I guess. That's a shock. And he tells Jughead about the Riverdale Reaper and how some people say he hung himself. Clipper Blossom. Just saying, just throwing that out there because I ain't 100% sure. Again, comment below and let me know if y'all seen that. Did we ever see Clifford Blossom's body? Like I said last time, we seen a body hanging, but if you ever seen the movie Heathers, that Veronica hung herself too, supposedly, but was still alive. So we gonna see. But he thinks that might be the same person as the Black Hood. All in all, outside of the part, like all of these stories move the story along like this much, with the exception of Josie's, who didn't move the story along at all as far as the Black Hood, but we're going to get into her in a minute. But the only thing that moved along with this is we know Jughead is probably in over his head with Penny Peabody. And that he's apparently a drug runner for Penny, I was called Penny Pablo. You know, that bitch, the lawyer bitch. But, you know, just a lot of creepy, for creepy's sake in this episode. Old German lady in a wheelchair dude come out basically looking like a goddamn Nazi. Oh, you the regular delivery boy now. Your name Jughead. Which one of you Jughead Jones? But we ain't need all that to move that part of the story along. Next, moving on to Josie's segment. I have to say, I am thrilled because I have been waiting for 2 seasons to be a real fucking storyline with fucking Josie. But they just put Josie when it was really kind of the Josie and Cheryl story. But anyway, so Josie gets some kind of way that she's going to get a chance to record in the studio, but not with the Pussycats on her own, so the Pussycats left her. All of that part of the storyline was so goddamn convoluted that we didn't fucking need. But she's practicing. Why she can't practice at home, it's not like her mother don't know she's a musician and that her mother is pushing her career forward. So why is she practicing in the school again? Convoluted. But we get Chuck Clayton back with his fine ass. But we see him on the road to redemption. And for those of y'all that are not familiar with the Archie comics, we're now getting the Chuck Clayton that was in the comics. Chuck Clayton in the comics drew comic books. He wanted to be an artist. He was actually a good guy because there wasn't really a bad guy per se in Riverdale. But he was always like one of the really nice characters, like almost too squeaky clean. And he's kind of getting back to that. He's going to church and everything. And Josie is like, okay, this is also the black storyline. Because I was like, why is all the black characters except for Tony Topaz up in this bitch? I was expecting her to just walk through in the background. Because I was just like, oh, this is just the black storyline. Everybody in this. Pop's even got a line in this storyline. I'm like, oh, this is the black storyline. But anyway, Cheryl is not having it. Also, Josie is getting these gifts and stuff in her locker, who I think is actually the fucking janitor that's doing it. And I think that was implied when they kept cutting to him. I think the janitor got a crush on her or whatever, but you know, she's finding these things in her locker and teddy bears. But now it just gets dark after she goes out with Chuck, and the mother flips out. Mayor McCoy flips the fuck out. We come to find out the reason why Mayor McCoy flips the fuck out like that is because she's been getting death threats. It is definitely inferred she's been getting called some nigger bitches. I'm just saying, when they said the awful things that they've been, you know, the awful things they were sending to me, Riverdale ain't want to go there. I know it was some racial slurs. That's what y'all was implying. I got that. Again, this is like the black storyline this week. So, she finally, you know, says, like, I'm getting death threats. And the last death threat I got also threatened you. And I'm not having it. I'm not here for it. That's why I moved us to the 5 seasons. You know, that's why Sheriff Keller is with me all the time. Lies and fabrications. Lies and Manelli. We're going to get to that. And she's scared. But she gets this picture. It's a picture of Josie drawn. If I can't have you, no one else will. And then there's a heart. It looked like a human heart, but I guess it could be an animal heart or whatever. And she freaks out. And Cheryl is like, it's Chuck. This and this and this and this and this and this. Chuck never admitted to being the person to put the stuff in the locker room where he said it could be him. Because he just was trying to get on. But we then see Cheryl is who drew the fucking picture. I was like, okay, so is Cheryl the stalker, or is the janitor the stalker, and Cheryl, in her very Cheryl way, was like, I don't believe the Chuck Clayton is no different. I got to get Josie away from her, so I'm going to make it seem like since she already think he's sending these gifts, I'm going to just put this on out here because I'm going to protect my girl in my own way. Like, okay, you don't want to listen to me, but I'm going to manipulate the situation, which is a very Cheryl Blossom thing to do. And then she wake up scared because she having dreams the Black Hood killed her now. Okay, that storyline convoluted. The only thing we move forward is I hope they don't dismiss this. And I want to know about more of, like, Cheryl, are you really, like, into Josie? Did you do this as protection? Is the janitor going to end up being the Black Hood and he's obsessed with Josie a la Scream Queens because Riverdale borrowed some shit? But we're going to find out. Finally, the Betty and Veronica segment, which is probably my least favorite out of all of them. We get them talking to Kevin, and Kevin is like, this is really taking a toll on my dad. Which, I'm sure that it would. You got a small town, you the sheriff, it's a mass murderer on the loose, and now the last person the mass murderer killed them in the station. Your job on the line, bruh. I can see you being stressed out. Now, of course, we found out some more information a la Veronica, like, put two and two together. He's stressed. He's not doing that great at his job. His wife is serving in the military, so he's alone. He's having an affair. Of course, we know Betty is a little bit more worldly, more attuned to things like this. Betty goes straight to Sheriff Keller's the Black Hood. So they're snooping. They find Sheriff Keller working out, which I was like, ooh, Sheriff Keller, come on, body, yaddy. I was not expecting that from Sheriff Keller. I was like, oh, hey, Silver Fox. And apparently, he liked black women because he fucking married McCoy. Oh my God. That was the only moment in the episode that I had the actual. So even though I liked this storyline the least out of the three stories, it gave me the biggest shock and the biggest thing to kind of push the story forward a little bit, because I would have to think, if there's a mass murder in your town, the mayor and the sheriff should probably be playing a bigger part in the story than what y'all have been displaying on Riverdale. So, the death threats were a nice touch, and the fact that they're having an affair is a nice touch. But then they're like, well, how are we going to tell Kevin? You don't fucking tell Kevin. You let Kevin find out on his own. This is not hurting Kevin. It's not. Stay out of grown folks' business. That's your problem on Riverdale. We wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for that. But stay out of grown folks' business. But yeah, overall, I give this episode a 5 out of 10. I was not, like I said, I'm like, had this been a Halloween episode, and maybe they did schedule it that they thought it was going to be, maybe they thought they were coming back in September, and they pushed it back to October. So I know they did that on one of my other favorite shows, Community, where they said they would never do episodes based on like week per week and what week it was in the year. And the first year they did it, they pushed them back to be mid-season instead of full season. So their Halloween episode ended up airing in like February. So I don't know if that was the case. If this would have been a Halloween episode, I think I would have liked it more because it was creepy. It was spooky. They kept bringing up the song Spooky. It would have worked as a Halloween episode. But as just a regular episode of Riverdale, epic fucking fail. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you to my patrons, as always. If you are not my patron, become part of our family. We can use all the help because, trust me, YouTube ain't trying to pay nobody. They don't even promote people's videos. I'm subscribed to people and hit their notification bell and don't get all their videos. So, YouTube is on some funny shit right now. I might be doing something different here. In the upcoming few months, I might be switching over to exclusive videos on Twitch. Haven't decided yet. But if you have some money, I know it's the holiday season. Check out my Patreon. Drop $1 or so a month or more if you got it. I appreciate it. If you're not a Pink Lady or T-Bird, that means you're not subscribed to this channel. So go ahead and click on Sailor Jimmy or down below, and you got to hit the notification bell so that you can know when the other Riverdale reviews, as well as any other thing that I review, pops up. Finally, if you're not 100% convinced, watch another video. At the end of this, YouTube will pick one especially for you based on what you watch on YouTube. So see if you like that and then subscribe. I would like to see 3,000 by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen, but shoot for the moon, land amongst the stars. And hopefully you don't land on the Black Hood's blade. which, by the way, at the end, he calls Pops when everybody is there and says, all y'all motherfuckers was sinning in this 48 hours, which is 100% fucking accurate. Totally fucking did. All of y'all, the motherfucker said, don't do no sin for 48 hours, or all y'all motherfuckers went out and did some shit y'all ain't had no business doing. So, the reckoning is coming. My name is Jimmi Pynk. Thank you for watching. Deuces.
Clueless, and I'm clever with every letter. This sister's a soldier. I'm the coldest winter ever. Get your sweater.